out the sort of ghostly traces of it, and that was it was not only poignant but also quite exciting when she goes up on those photos. And in terms of the 10-novel arc and the mission to, I don't know what, to explain Sweden to itself or to critique Sweden, did you feel it was successful? Successful in itself, and also, but you've already said the wrong audience read it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't think books change the world very much, but they can change thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But I think what we mainly did was inspiring, because our books were suddenly published in a readable language, German and French, and then it came to England and America. And then when the followers came, the market was we opened the market for them. And that's what we did. We did so. Half the population of Sweden writes crime books. So that's what we did.
Do you read them now?
No. I have some favorites.
Do you think they've progressed any over what you did?
Well, of course I tried to read, but it's sometimes impossible. But, well, I think there is a couple who write some kind of documentary crime comics based on real cases. And there is a guy, Lee Child, who is a professor in criminology, who also keeps close to the reality. I like that, but I think there are too many who write kind of half love stories and half police stories, and always situated in some small Swedish town.
Some isolated community.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you read the Stig Larsson novels?
Yeah, I read one.
Say no more. Does anybody have a question? We have a few minutes. Ali.
I'd just like to ask, what were your thoughts? Are you familiar with the BBC dramatisation of the 10 novels that came out 2 years ago? And also, what are your thoughts of the 1973 Walter Matthau film that transplanted The Laughing Policeman to San Francisco?
Oh, well, as our books are rather based on the Swedish milieu, the Swedish situation, and Stockholm as the city. The Walter Matthau film was very funny because it was in San Francisco. It's such a different society. And I was also a bit troubled because in the end of the film, in our book, the murderer goes into a bus and shoots a dozen of people because he wants to murder one of them.
Yeah.
So he does it like to hide that this was the guy he was after. And in the film, there is a guy in the end who climbs up on a bus with, you can see that is a big gun. So in that film, Stuart Rosenberg, who was a director, he made it like the guy was some kind of a crazy guy who wanted to shoot people in buses. I mean, that was not the thing. But of course it was, I loved Walter Matthau, and Bruce Byrne played this company.
Were you involved at all? Did you visit?
What?
Did you visit the set?
No.
They just kept you at arm's length?
Yes. They said,
always the best thing to do is write it.
they just sent the money and we needed it.
Yeah. Hi Mike, was that the same with the Swedish series, the long-running TV adaptation of your work? Have you been involved at all in that?
Not very much. From the start, they wrote, we did a contract on 6 films, and I thought that it never would be more than 6. It was not at that time, it was not more in TV series. And that time I was talking to the script writers, but later I have been less and less and less involved, and now I don't even know what they are doing. I think they're doing the 36 part or something like that. No, I'm not involved at all.
One more question up there.
You mentioned that you had some favourites in the Beck series. Could you tell us a couple of those and why they were your favourites?
Did you hear that? The question was, do you have favourites in the Beck series, and if so, why?
Well, myself, I like the locked room best, because I think we got into that lots of things we wanted to tell about. Martin Beck is doing his part, and that's the classical locked room case. And there's the team who is doing the bank robbery part. And there is some humor in it, I think. And it's also that the guy who is caught, he's caught for another thing than he did. So it's some kind of a logical, not unlogical, whatever. But I like that. We felt good when we wrote that. It's also, of course, for me, it's so many memories around the book, where we were when we wrote the lines that.
I have a favourite line from, you actually use it 2 or 3 times in different places, where somebody is being asked for a description and they're a bit impatient and reluctant, and Beck asks, what colour was his hair? And the witness said, oh, I don't know, it was hair coloured. Which it's too distinctive a line for me to steal. What are you going to do next after? I know you go home tomorrow. What are you doing at the moment? What's coming for you?
Well, I'm not writing for official for publishing.
Mm-hmm.
I write when I have an idea, I think it's fun, and I write for friends. I write for my paper basket. But I'm not going to publish anything, because publishing is always connected nowadays to things like this, which is very nice thing. But I don't want to do it as Sweden. I don't like photographers. I don't like to talk about myself, and I want to be. I don't want to be looked at. I want to look myself and be unseen.
Absolutely, I think that's any writer here would agree that it's
too much marketing.
Yeah, and I would much rather find out about the other person's life than talk about my life. I think that's the nature of being a writer.
Yeah, I think so.
But I agree that the waste paper basket is always the least critical. What about the stuff you give to friends? Like, are you sure they're never going to appear anywhere, or you can trust them?
I write letters or some kind of more personal short story.
Well, I wish I could see them. I need to get your friend's phone number. I think that our time is up and we must head to the book room. So on behalf of us all here in Bristol, thank you so much for